Welcome back to another episode of Welcome to the Industry under the New York Underground Radio umbrella. Today I have a guest out of Maryland. He is an A&R for Its Gorgeous Musique Group. He's also co-CEO of Bridge the Gap magazine, up and rising magazine on the East Coast. He's even been bookkeeping an agency. I've seen him just in a show with our man Ray J. He's making noise globally right now and getting the attention that he needs. He's partnering with other artists that I see that are also on the uprise. Let's introduce my man, Mr. Runtell. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, man? How you doing tonight? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we in here, baby. We just checking it out. How's the weather over there?
Cold. Today is actually been cold.
right, right. I'm over here still experiencing. I'm about to have a hot Thanksgiving, man. On the West, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I can imagine. I was in Vegas a couple of months ago. It was 110, and that wasn't even summertime yet. So
Right. How'd you like that?
Vegas is real nice. So I like the It was a nice experience. It was cool.
That's it. All right, man. So we're trying to get a hold of your story here. You've done a few things in the industry already, and presenting yourself in a cultural aspect, right? We're trying to make decisions on how we're going to apply what we can give to the culture, right? So, as your contribution to the culture itself, and amongst the other things, you decide to go the magazine way, right? What is it that said let's do a magazine?
Basically, the magazine came about because I want to bridge the gap between independent artists and major artists. So with our magazine, we cover both sides of the
Uh,
spectrum. So
gotcha.
I do a lot of independent showcases in Baltimore, and also try to get them exposure to meet A-list artists to down to the D-list artists, so they have something to grow up on. So with the magazine, is basically tap into their life story, their bio, and also promote what they have going on now.
Okay, and then so bridging the gap between the independent world and the commercial world, right? Um,
Right.
what's what's technical about that right now? Like, what's the hardest thing going on with that?
The more so the communication, because a lot of them don't want to communicate, or they want to help the next person.
Got
So
you, and that's why we're trying to bridge the gap, right?
right, because the
Okay,
talent is there.
right. So, and then with that talent, because I mean, obviously, there's other artists that we know between us, and speaking with them, some of the artists that they've ran into, it's been some commercial cats. So, and then there's been appreciation also, right? Like they tell you guys good job, or like there's a lot of connection, but then you're saying like the communication parts where it lacks.
Right. It varies. There's certain artists that have certain contract. Their contract don't allow them to even talk to the open air artists or be around them. So with us with the magazine, it gives them an insight of what they did and what they have done in the past instead of just doing music.
Now, is that just on the East Coast itself, or in your area of Maryland?
But my goal is to have it everywhere, but it's based out in Baltimore and Connecticut. So it's getting the global scene. So I basically reach out to anybody that actually interested to be in the magazine, or some people that I just handpick myself from like different aspects of my life or different shows I've done or different people I networked before. So we're trying to get
Oh,
it over there to the West Coast. Like I got connection with Jay Stone over there in California in his
okay.
camp. There's a lot of different people in California that used to live over there and that lives over there now from Maryland. So we always could tap in and reach out to some of them as well.
That's what's up. That's good movement. Especially with a magazine. You do want to connect the dots when you're dealing with your own national platform or grounds, right? So you guys are pushing that way. How about this? What magazine types have influenced you with your dealings of making a brand successful?
Different types. Basically, Source Magazine is a good one. Hip hop. This is 50 is good. Hip Hop Weekly was always good. And sometimes like Jet Magazine, and also like some different culinary magazines. I watch like Food Network magazines and get different ideas.
And what would you say out of all of those is your favorite?
The Source magazine,
And why?
because it covers the ground of all the artists. It don't just cover the major artists; it covers the independent artists as well, and it gives you a lot of information. So it gives you that contact information. Some of them you look into, actually try to book them and tell a backstory, and they just have just pictures.
So like the details end up being the more important of the gets for like when you're doing your articles or when you're doing your stories.
Yes, for the most part.
Okay. Let's flip it to one of your other expertise. What would you say is the hardest part about being A&R?
It's getting the artist to trust you and respect what you do.
Now, being that it's an A&R, that means at one point or still you're artist yourself. What made you want to do both as being a rep and still uh, giving your aspect of music to the game?
Basically to help them grow. Because a lot of people we don't have in Maryland, we don't have a lot of A&Rs here that actually want the artists to grow. They just want to take their money or get scammed or feel that they're not appreciative. So me being an A&R, I could be baby steps ahead of them. So every step they take, I take with them. So they trying to learn the business. I teach them the stuff and further their career for longevity instead of just spending money all the time. So they can see what they can get out of it instead of somebody just asking for money all the time.
And just ballpark number, what's like the percentage of A&R to artist connections that are successful?
With me or the label? What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah, you could do it from a label point of view.
I mean, successful for my stuff. I think I may say like 25%, between 75 to 25%.
Got you. So it is a real hustle still. Like it's not what people think, right? Like you're just sitting in the office all day and you got the phone going off and you got to like really get out there and look, huh?
Yeah, you have to because sometimes you gotta see the reward of the artist. 'Cause some artists might have the money, but they don't have the image, they don't have the type of music, and they don't have the work ethic. So you gotta have a combination of all three of them to be successful.
Okay, fair enough. Now you said you were co-CEO, which
Yes, sir.
doesn't happen that often, right? Like, what are some of the challenges that come with being a co-CEO?
Mm, I don't really know too many challenges with me and my partner because we have a good understanding about how we want to go with it, and we
Okay.
just have we've been having a good relationship. What I say goes and what he says goes. So if he thinks it's a good idea, we go with it. And if I have a good idea, he goes with it, and then we bridge the gap between each other to see what we can work together in our research and his research. Because he's actually an artist, so he's looking at it from an artist perspective, and I'm looking at it as basically a promoter perspective in A&R. So we got two different avenues how we could go about the magazine.
And do you like doing the promotional side?
I love the promotional side because they actually get to learn the artist and not just say, "Oh, I like their music or their outfit or their name." So you get the like background story of them most of the time.
Right. And of course, right, like you want to have knowledge of who you're dealing with, of
Right.
course. What's one of the takeaways for going out of your way to help promote an artist who maybe you think deserves it, but they still just don't get over?
They just gotta work harder. That's the takeaway. I think they just gotta work a little bit harder. Or sometimes you just gotta just keep on doing it on your own, and there's always gonna be some hidden memory that you have the artist, and they always gonna be successful in your eyes. Everybody's eyes is not gonna be the same. Every label's not gonna sign the artist that you have. So
Right.
if they have a major accomplishment, you celebrate it. Like I booked my client recently to the Ray J show. It's a successful accomplishment for me for him and his family to go to because it made me feel that he really wanted. You see what I'm saying? Anybody can open up for Ray J, but you bring your family involved, and then you got your god sister and stuff like that. So it means they have memories of you performing for Ray J, even though the public don't look at it like that. They say, "Oh, you open up for Ray J." That's what we do. We don't care about Ray J, but the little small stuff like that goes a long way with me.
I get it. And what would you say is like an average timeline you give an artist that you're dealing with to develop?
At least 2 3 years.
Oh, so you okay? So it's a real investment that you guys make. And I know in Cali it's a little bit different. You come out here to Hollywood, you got like 6 months because it's so saturated. Like they could pick another Britney, they could pick another Christina like that.
Yeah, I mean, I only want to say 2 3 years because you gotta realize the music changes, and then you get used to their routine. Some people you don't even know, so you gotta get used to their routine. They gotta get used to you and how you do things opposed to the people they had before. Because the ones here in Baltimore may have several three different people management teams, and I might do more than what his manager did 4 years ago. Or we try to connect before, then connect the dots, but it's like, oh, I know this person, you know this person. So just building a relationship and building your team all over again, individually, not just collectively as a whole.
And then with all that stuff, like, cause so you guys travel a lot. Like you have to be moving around a lot. Like what's the wear and tear like that trying to keep up with all these different artists you're meeting and stuff, traveling from state to state or country to country. What is it with the travel that becomes the wear and tear?
I mean, for me, with us and Gorgeous Music Group, we have other different AER reps, so we don't have to travel as much. So they have different ones in different countries, like Colorado. We have a rep in Colorado. We have one in DC. We have
Oh,
myself in
got you.
Maryland. So they have other different ones in different states. So the wear and tear is not as bad. But when I did it by myself as a promoter, it's a little wear and tear. But I only do it on the weekend before I ever even go to work. So I kind of got used to it. But as I got older now, there's a lot of wear and tear now. But it's okay. It's worth the while, worth the experience.
Okay, good. I mean, so there's the positive in it. You just keep working hard and you get to your goals, right?
Yeah, everybody has little small goals here and there. Every day you want to find something to do. So it's always going to have wear and tear. But most it's been good. It's been successful. I got some good relationships with other artists, different people in the business, owners, management teams, and all that stuff like that. So it's been good for me.
Man,
It's
amen
been
to
fun.
that.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Let's get a little fun with it a little bit. If it's fun. Well, we'll just say this, good, bad, or ugly. What's one of the wildest articles you covered for the magazine so far?
The wildest one, the best one I think we had DJ Low Key, Local. He's actually the DJ for Foxy Brown and Cassidy and of the Lost Boys. The DJ for the Lost Boys.
Oh, I do remember that. I do remember, dude. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, he's good. That was fun. That was real fun. He actually came to Baltimore 2 weeks after that, and I met up with him. He's very low key and stuff like that. That was good. Um,
yeah. I remember him from. It was like I can't remember what Cassidy's group. I remember seeing like him, Chubby Jag. What's the other guy? AR Rap.
yeah, I think it's a lot. That
Yeah.
wasn't a Lost Boys, but it's another group. But he's actually going on tour with Cassie pretty soon again. Him and Cassie got a showcase coming up pretty soon.
Okay, and do like those guys flow through there in Maryland? Do you see them often?
Some he does. He did before. I booked Cassie before twice in Baltimore. He came through there. They just sometimes they come through and you don't even know they're in town until there's somebody promote them and tell them they're in town. Because like that Ray J show, we had so many Maryland celebrities, industry celebrities, comedians. You just gotta see who's who at that particular event. You just gotta come out and support. Because I was very shocked that all the celebrities, like most of the time, came out for Ray J. Like you had comedians out there, you have other artists that was there in the building from Baltimore that I haven't seen in a while. You had some producers out there. You had other DJs there. So it was mad love out there. Produced like it was a lot. That was the most successful I've seen show ever in Maryland in a while. They had every A&R that you want, like every aspect of music was in the building at one time.
That's what's up. That's a
And
good deal. That's good movement right there. That's a
it
gig
wasn't even
right there.
advertised. And it wasn't really advertised like that. So I applaud the person that put it on. It wasn't even advertised like that, but you seen the who's who of Maryland so far. There's more to come, but in that particular day, you've seen at least 20 people that you didn't know before, a network that actually knew who you were.
And that's the thing too. And you get to a certain level, and then you're like magically a part of this club where you do get that type of support where you show up to a city or state or venue or whatever it is, and all these people come out for you, and you're like, whoa, it's kind of a trip. I've seen it happen to a few. All right, so this next question, nobody really answers the same. I don't think in 10 years I've ever heard anybody say the same combination, but it's one of my favorite topics. Top five MCs that are alive, and the correction is it doesn't have to just be in rap genre. It's just, MC, whoever held the mic. Who do you think top five MCs that are alive?
You got Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, T.I., and Busta Rhymes.
Wow. And that's the fastest I've ever heard it, I think. But that means you're pretty solid on who you think is been influential. And that's five great because all five has made an impact in each of their areas. That's the crazier thing.
In each different decade. And they still make an impact. I mean, dead or alive, really.
Yeah, that's a good five. I don't think I've heard that combination before. That's pretty cool. And then congrats to Buster. Like I see he's like reinvented himself yet again, and he's back on his way back to the top. Good for that
Yeah,
guy.
he's a good guy.
All
I
right.
like his. I always liked him.
What is it?
I say I always like the Busta Rhymes. I like how his style is, how he carries himself. Him and the Outkast.
Yeah, so it's crazy because he had a different rap name when he was young before they were leaders of the new school,
Hmm.
and I think it was Chuck D. Like he heard him at a talent show, and he said he thinks he's like a football player with the way he's animated. He feels like he's a football player. So he gave him the nickname. You should go with Buster Rhymes, like the football player Buster Rhymes. There was a wide receiver called Buster Rhymes, but Chuck D tells him that, and he ends up sticking with it. I forget what his original name was, like Chili O something. But yeah, it was quite the story. Buster Rhymes, he's definitely been one of those artists that really changed the game when he really got his go.
Yeah.
So what's next for Mr. Runtell and everything you got going on? And you can cover all the bases. Like you can cover your A&R, cover the magazine, Bridge the Gap. Shout out to Bridge the Gap. Shout out Rage and I. And even talk about the booking agency. Yeah, just let us know everything that's next for you on all those levels.
Right now, next for us to actually come up Saturday, we're gonna bring ascended the artist up. So we got another tour stop now. We got DC. We did Baltimore already. They started out artist up actually started in Connecticut with Ray and I partnered up with him with Bridge the Gap magazine to bring it to Baltimore and DC. Um, that's the next step for us this Saturday in DC. We've seen 5 and 9. Then after that, we got a major comedian comedy show kicking off January 2026, and then we're gonna do CRAA weekend. We planning a 10 city tour. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. 10 city tour with Bridge the Gap magazine. As far as the label, I'm looking to some more artists to A&R with and get them more exposure and get them to Vegas.
That's what's up. And then the booking goes along with it, right? Like it's naturally going to happen with whoever you're picking up
Yeah,
with.
most of the bookings naturally come with us. I got an artist that's actually coming on for Soft Coast Music Group. I'm about to start working with. He's gonna allow me to do some of his bookings as well. He's one of the next artists they're gonna have released coming out their camp. So it's coming along slowly. They got planned some dates for them, like at least 5 shows or more that's coming up in 2026.
Okay, that's what's up. Plug us with all your social media so everybody knows how to reach you.
All my social media you can look on to far as My music goals is Mr.Runtell that on IG. TikTok is Sushi Gourmet Catering with a Y, not a T. Facebook, you go to LaVar Hayes. And that's about it, really. If you type in LaVar Hayes on YouTube, you see a couple of my videos that I did as far as interviewing and as far as some of my older shows that I had with Beanie Siegel. I had Cassie on there. Dream Chasers, which is one of the biggest showcases we had. We had 5 industry artists headlining the showcase at one time and that one night. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming up on YouTube. I got another interview next Friday in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. So shout out to Raven.
Well, hey, congratulations on all that. It sounds like you guys got a plan and you're going to be heading into 2026 blazing. I know you guys have a lot of good things already going on. And I did see that DC, you guys invade the DC hub this weekend. I shot it out to a lot of artists that I knew back there. I remember passing that out, I believe. So
Okay, I
hopefully
appreciate
that
that.
all goes good for you guys. But definitely, man, I just want to thank you for your time and coming on to Welcome to the Industry. We definitely wanted to get that story because that's a hell of a juggle to do the A&R and then be booking and then you got to do articles for the magazine. I had to hear it, and Rage put me on, so I'm like, cool, man. I'm about to holler at you, and then of course, we're gonna check back in with you in a couple of months and see how everything's going.
And also, I'm a chef too, so you gotta remember that that's a big part of my life as well.
What is it?
I'm also a chef as well, so that's a big part of my life as well.
Oh wow, yeah, do tell.
So yeah, we've been in business almost 10 years now. So I do my catering company, and also I work for a school in Baltimore City.
Wow, okay. A lot of
Yep.
catering events and stuff.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming slowly. I got to just market it a little bit more. We got billboards. We have worked with a couple celebrities like Freeway, Comp. We had a chance to actually before the late Jacoby Jones. We actually had an opportunity to cook for him, but he had suddenly passed away abruptly. So I want to look into some other celebrities I could work for in the future.
Wow, man. Congratulations. That's huge. You got plans all over the place.
You got
Well,
to, man.
that's it. And stay healthy too, because health is wealth. And as long as you're healthy, you can do what you need to do to provide for your family and your team around you. But again, thank you for your time. Thanks for coming on with us. That's going to do it for another episode of Welcome to the Industry. That's Mr. Runtell. I'm Big DeeMo, and we'll catch you guys later.
Peace. Thank you for having me.